And greetings everybody, and welcome to another JeSter Reviews. And carrying on with the theme of the Kelvin timeline ships, today I will be reviewing the Kelvin timeline Telaru Intel carrier Warbird. Yes, and she is quite spectacular, isn't she, by design? You've got to hand it to the Romulans, they do know how to design a ship. And she is quite large as well in comparison to other ships. You can see behind here, this is where at the back, this is where the torpedoes actually come out. Yes, very impressive. So before we visit the bridge, let's just have a quick look at the build. And here we go. As you can see, we have 4 weapons to the front and 2 to the rear. I've equipped this with 2 ultimate plasma beam arrays at the front, the ultimate modified Kelvin torpedo, which is part of a 3-piece set, and we have the experimental Romulan plasma beam array. Coming down to the rear weapons, we have the second of the 3-piece set, which is the ultimate modified plasma omni, and we have another ultimate plasma beam array. Now looking at the 3-piece set very quickly, the 3-piece set target self 2 minutes recharge, 100% firing cycle haste for weapons for 12 seconds. That's the 3-piece set. The deflector, impulse, singularity and shields are all part of the Lucari reputations set. In the device slots we have shields battery. Now Nimbus pirates, we don't actually need that there. Oops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap that out, and I'm going to see if we've got anything that we can replace it with. What's that? Weapons battery? I think we'll go with the weapons battery. So we have a shield battery, a weapons battery, and red matter capacitor. So moving on to the engineering consoles, we have the universal regenerative integrity field, and that comes from my Samsar ship. We then have the good old-fashioned Trellium deplating, and the third slot is occupied by the universal swarmer matrix, and that gives me a plus 30% turn speed, flight speed and damage for hangar pets, and targetable torpedoes plus 50 projectile weapons training. In the science consoles we have the universal entangled quantum bombardment, which gives plus 15% plasma direct energy weapon damage. We have the third of the 3-piece set, the ultimate modified swarm processor. That gives 3.9% critical chance and a plus 35 accuracy rating. The universal assimilated module, which gives me 1.1% critical chance and 10.9 critical severity. Now I've just equipped this with the console Science Bellum nanite reinforced circuitry, and this gives us 29% hull regeneration per minute out of combat, in combat, plus 14.5% hull generation per minute, plus 1.6 critical hit chance. Moving on to tacticals, we have the universal hostile acquisition for the accuracy rating, that gives us plus 30, and we have the universal dynamic power redistributor module. Now, as I've previously stated, this is a must-have piece of kit. Unfortunately, if you're a Federation aligned player, you'll have to purchase the Atlas. Now, if you're a KDF player or a KDF aligned player, you can actually pick this up from the exchange for a couple of million. I think the last time I saw this it was like 5 million. Universal Plasmonic Leech, again, useful piece of kit, although it has been nerfed in recent years. Details on this: the Plasmonic Leech enhances all of your energy weapons. Any energy weapon fired will now also drain the target of power and transfer that power back to you. Energy stolen from all 4 subsystems. I can't even pronounce that. Subsystems. Anyway, I better move on because I can't get started on getting these wrong tonight. Right. Also, another must-have piece of kit is the Bioneural Infusion circuits, and this is from the Lobby store, and you're best waiting for a sale, and when the sale comes you can pick this up for 140 low buy, and this will give you a 26.2 critical severity. In the hangar bay we have some advanced Kelvin timeline Scorpion fighters, and these have plasma beam arrays, plasma dual beam bank, plasma torpedo launcher ×1, reroute reserves to weapons. Well, that's quite cool, isn't it? Looking at the defences, we have 98,234 hull. We have resists in the region of the mid to late 30s, which is quite reasonable, to be honest with you. Accuracy rating of 82. That's very cool. Critical chance 32.1%. It's above the 20%, which is what you should all be aiming for, and that will work for me. Critical severity, again, I always aim to get it above 120%, and here we are, 176.7%. So that's quite cool as well. Moving on to the stations. Here we have a Lieutenant Commander Universal Station, which I've made it into a tactical. We have a Lieutenant Universal Station, which again I've made into a tactical. And we have a Lieutenant Tactical Station. Here we have a Lieutenant Engineering / Temporal Ops Station. So that's quite a flexible station as well. And here we have a Commander Science / Intelligence Station. And this also is quite a good station to have as well. So, moving on now to the Masteries. Tier 1 is hangar recharge speed and increased rank gains for hangar pets. 31.6% recharge time, reduction to launching carrier pets, crafts, plus 50% rank up, XP for all hangar pets. Tier 2, improved singularity regeneration. Regeneration? It's no regeneration, it says generation. Reduce singularity cooldown. Reduces the cooldown time on singularity power. Use by 15%. I seem to be making this up as we go along, don't I? Anyway, increases your singularity charge rate by 30%. Tier 3, reactive shield technology, improves shield regeneration and hardness, 640.2, shield regeneration every 6 seconds, 5% shield resistance. Tier 4, armored hull, increased maximum hull HP, 10% hull hit points. And Tier 5, highly specialised specialist cooldown bonus and skill boosts. When activating any specialist bridge officer ability, minus 5% recharge time on all specialist bridge officer abilities, plus 10 starship hull restoration, improved hull healing for 20 seconds, plus 10 starship weapons specialisation, improves critical hit chance with weapons for 20 seconds, plus 10 starship exotic particle generator, improves exotic damage for 20 seconds, effects stack up to 5 times. Right, so there we go. So that's the boring bit over with. So let's go and pay a visit to the bridge, and let's see how the bridge is designed. See you in a minute. Well, here we are on the bridge of the Talaro Intel carrier, and as you can see, the Kelvin timeline ships don't let us down, do they, for the designs? This is wonderful, isn't it? And the one thing I really like about this is here, if you sit in this chair, this is the bank. The captain's chair acts as the bank. So you've got library files and duty officers here. And oh, hello pilot, how are you doing? Yes, well, not much to say for yourself really, have you? Duty first, I take it? Right, well, carry on. Moving along here. Oh, there's another pilot here, look. Greetings, pilot. And how are you doing? Yes, well, you seem to be doing a sterling job there, whatever it is you're doing, but you're doing a sterling job. Well, carry on, pilot. Yes, well. Oops. And, oh, this chappie down here. Hello, Romulan person. And what on earth are you doing? Yes, well, looks quite technical, doesn't it? Does it play a decent song? Does it play a decent song? Yeah, yeah, well, anyway. Well, obviously not. Romulans don't have a sense of humour, do they? Right, well, moving on to the end of here. What's at the end of here? Screen? I mean, this screen is phenomenal, isn't it? I don't think it is a screen, actually. It could be just glass. Or the equivalent to the Romulan transparent aluminum, even. But looking back on this bridge, look at it. It's spectacular, isn't it? All these different lights. They've got the purples, the oranges, the greens. Oh, yes, it's... I never get tired of looking at these type of bridges. I really don't. I think the design work is impeccable. Really, really good. The only problem is you can't get off the bridge. I'm presuming this would be it. No, you can't get off. Let's try this door. No, you can't get off. Nothing over here, is there? No, so you can't get off the bridge. Definitely can't get off the bridge. Well, as you can see, I'm very impressed with this bridge. And I think if you were to acquire a Talaru, I think you'd be equally impressed. But anyhow, let's take her out and do a little bit of a Japori run and see how she performs, shall we? So, I shall see you in a little while. So here we are, just on the border of Romulan space. I'm about to take on the Nausicans. Yes, these plasma weapons are not performing as well as I would have expected. I may have to look at re-rolling them. This Talon battleship is taking some killing, isn't it? Oh, right. Finally. Yeah, she has a very, very slow turn rate. That's the problem with her. It's the pain, isn't it? Some time to dispatch, isn't it? Right. This seems too much like hard work for me, does this one? I'm not used to these battles lasting so long, really. I may have to think of changing out these plasma weapons for this ship. I'm not so sure they are effective. turn here, see what we can do. I think it'd be nice if we could keep that power turn going. Epic battle. Normally I've polished them off by now. I can only assume that these plasma weapons are not as good as I've been led to believe. I think if I remember rightly, I did a run on this earlier on. I think I've pretty much its hardest setting, so I'm wondering if it's probably, if I've turned it back down, I'm not sure. I don't think I have, you know. I think it's on its hardest setting. It's the hardest setting epic or something. It was. Probably why it's taken me a while to kill these things. But I'll check that out. Well, not now. I never thought that I would be glad to see the end of a battle like that. I found that extremely hard going. Now, whether that's down to the plasma weapons that I've equipped, I don't know. That's certainly something I'm going to have to look at, because that, to me, was a very hard session. Now, whether I have left it on the hardest setting from a previous run, I don't know. I'll just have to check that and see. But that did feel to me like it was very hard work. I was all over the shop trying to keep the hull going. Yes, the turn rate is not very good, I'm afraid. I'll have to work on that. And because she's a very, very large ship, she has a tendency to receive quite a lot of damage. So there is a trait that I have slotted, and I would advise you to try and acquire this trait. And the trait is Invincible, and that trait you acquire from the Zahal heavy cruiser, which is, I think it's a Lobby ship. So I think I picked it up on the exchange, actually, the Zahal. But yes, if you want the invincible trait, that would be a perfect addition to add to this ship, the Talaru, because she is very large and can attract quite a lot of fire. So don't be surprised if you get her and you find that she's constantly blowing up, because there is a lot of work to do on her when you get her. But apart from that, I love the design of this ship. I think the design is absolutely incredible, and the bridge is very, very good, very well designed. Very impressed. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this review. It was a little bit of hard work there, wasn't it? I hope I didn't bore you with all of that. Yeah, very impressive. Right, so without further ado, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button to catch further reviews. And until next time, this is JeSter signing off.